Even if your YouTube channel never blows up, failing on YouTube is just not a thing. The epic thing is, you'll gain so much from this and you literally have nothing to lose. As a massive introvert, YouTube is one of the best and at the same time one of the most scariest things I've ever done in my life. I promise I'm not crying, my eyes are just watering from the flames. So my YouTube channel is officially 1 year old. I saw another creator do this for their channel's birthday and I thought it was such a fun idea. Oh no, it's dripping. Right, I need to blow these out because it's dripping all over the pancakes. That failed. Okay, the smoke alarm's definitely gonna go off. I'm gonna put this outside. I was gonna say my first video, but more like my first few months of videos were super cringe. But despite that, YouTube has genuinely completely changed my life. At the time I'm filming this, I currently have around 2,000 subscribers and bruh, that is a lot of people. And I appreciate every one of you so much, but the real impact that YouTube had was in those first few months where I only had about 100 subscribers. Maybe my channel will actually blow up one day, but even if it doesn't, I can honestly say that I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't started YouTube last year. I want to share with you some of the biggest lessons I've learned, my struggles, my mistakes, because as a new YouTuber, you will face similar struggles at some point. So one, I need you to know that you're not alone in those struggles. And two, this is going to be the video and the motivation that I wish someone had given me in those early days of me starting on YouTube. But first, we've got to quickly go back to the start, because how the heck did I even get here in the first place? Honestly, I don't know. I grew up as the biggest introvert you have ever met. I was scared to go anywhere on my own. Literally the thought of making new friends made me shake. I absolutely hated being in photos and being on camera. I mean, does that face scream camera confidence to you? I don't think so. I was always the arty kid when I was in school, so all of my free time was spent drawing, painting, but I also grew up with autism. I still have autism, obviously. But it meant that I got really interested in a certain topic for a certain amount of time. So for a certain period it was art, a certain period it was animation, a certain period it was space, a certain period it was science, and it meant that I had a lot of knowledge on very specific subject areas. I need to let you in on a little secret though, because this isn't actually my first YouTube channel. It's out. I say that, but my first channel I literally uploaded one video. It was an art channel, so I literally just time-lapse me drawing. If you've done drawing, like really detailed pictures, you know it takes forever. So as little Sophie, like 11-year-old Sophie or something, drawing this elephant, not knowing that editing really existed yet, I just sat there all day. Like I wouldn't even get up to go to the toilet because I couldn't break the time lapse, you know, and because that took me a whole day to do and it was just so draining, like no toilet breaks, no food, no nothing, that put a quick end to my first YouTube channel. So I uploaded the one video, forgot about the channel. I don't think it even exists today. So I had a bit of a break from YouTube. Then in high school, when lockdown happened, suddenly the whole world was looking for different hobbies. And I was like, oh, I could do YouTube. Because there were so many GCSE students whose teachers had pretty much abandoned them and they were trying to learn all this content on their own for their exams that may or may not have happened at some point. And I just thought, I've completed my GCSEs, I know all the content, I can teach people physics or science concepts through YouTube. So I started that channel. I kid you not, it is the most cringy thing you have ever seen in your entire life. And what's worse is I can't log into it anymore, so it's just out there on the internet. I'm not telling you what it's called. I'm not telling you. Thankfully my name's not in it, I don't think. Don't get me wrong, the content in those videos is really good, but I was cringe. I own up to it now, I was cringe. When lockdown sort of ended and we were getting back into normal things, I didn't have as much time, so I just sort of, I left that channel. And a few years later, I started university, studying engineering, but at that point, my health and fitness went like downhill. Completely downhill. And it was that fitness journey that really sparked the beginnings of this channel. So 1 year into my fitness journey was when I started this channel with the aim of inspiring and empowering people that they can improve their health and their fitness and their confidence and become the best version of themselves too. So that's where we are today. There have been so many lessons that I've learned the hard way so far, but I didn't actually plan this, but I've ended up with 10. So these are the 10 most important lessons that I've learned that I wish I knew when I was starting out on YouTube. The first one being, YouTube experts always tell you to niche down. Pick a certain topic and make all your videos around that. And I did that. I listened to their advice, I niched down. But the thing is, when I was starting out, over the first few months, I literally niched myself down into my living room doing ab workouts. And it worked. The thing is, niching down is actually a proven thing that will work for your channel. So if you want to grow, it is a good idea to niche down. But I landed on doing these ab workouts because they're easy to film, I didn't have to speak, it was just, I could do it in 10 minutes and that was the whole video filming bit done, and then the editing was minimal. So that's why I started doing that, but then I realised after making a few of these that I just sort of niched myself into a box. And you might be thinking, if ab workouts were working for your channel, why didn't you just keep doing it? And honestly, it's because I know I have so much more value to bring to this world than ab workouts. To be honest, I was really surprised that one of my ab workouts is my most viewed video anyway, because there are millions, like I'm not kidding you, there are millions of ab workouts, like follow along ab workouts on YouTube already, so why would mine go anywhere? So many people think that YouTube is oversaturated, but I'm here to tell you that no, it's not oversaturated, and it will never be oversaturated, whatever niche or whatever topic or whatever area you're looking at. You know why? Because there's only one of you. You are the niche. You're what makes your channel stand out. You're what makes it unique. You're what makes it different. So stop telling yourself that YouTube is oversaturated, there's no room for you on there, because that is completely false. It is a lie. Stop right now. No more excuses on that front, okay? Okay, let's move on. The next lesson I learned is similar to one of the lessons I learned on my fitness journey, and it's that consistency is key, because your first few videos are very unlikely to pop off. Let's be real. If it's your first like serious channel, your first time being on camera, you're gonna be nervous. Your videos aren't gonna be that great. But as you take those little steps to improve, just one tiny thing in every video, then with consistency, week after week after week, that compounds to get you even better videos that people will actually watch and invest in. Over time, even subconsciously, you will find it easier to talk to camera, you will find it easier to edit your videos, you'll find you're taking less time to edit your videos, and looking for topics and choosing thumbnails and everything in the first place will start to become a whole lot easier. But you need to be consistent with it, because if you're not like practicing that, like any skill, then you're not going to improve. Personally, one of the struggles I had with autism specifically is that I find it so hard to just string a sentence together. You might have noticed it in some of my videos before, but I'm always stopping and starting, like falling over my words. But it was a lot more noticeable in my first videos than it is in my current videos. And I've grown so much in that, and I feel like I will continue to, because it's just practice. I mean, like, I definitely still can't string a sentence together often, well, but we're improving, and it's consistency, and that's what matters. The next lesson I learned is that YouTube is not like other platforms. I don't care what anyone tells you, it's not like other platforms. I went viral on Instagram multiple times, but then when I posted the same YouTube short on YouTube, it flopped. Like, I'm talking 100 views flopped versus 15 million on Instagram. YouTube shorts still confuse me to this day, and that is something that I hope to learn more about and improve on in the future. I know people will always tell you that YouTube's the hardest platform to grow on, and then it's Instagram, and then it's TikTok. But for me, TikTok's been the hardest to grow on, and I don't understand it. But to be honest, I've really not been that consistent with TikTok, which is probably the reason it's not been growing as well. But if the thing that's putting you off is that people are telling you that YouTube's the hardest platform to grow on, just don't listen to them, because it's different for everyone, and YouTube could be your platform that you suddenly blow up on, whereas you struggle to grow on the others. The next lesson I learned is that you could be one video away from changing your entire life. You don't know which video is going to blow up. You don't know which video is going to hit with one person, who's going to share it with another person, who's going to share it with another person, who's going to share it with their whole family. So you have no idea. The most important thing is that you stay consistent and keep making those videos, because if you don't make the videos, then there's no way it's going to go anywhere. You could be one video away from achieving your dream life, from suddenly going from 1 subscriber to 100,000 subscribers. You have no idea. When I think about this, I always remember this picture of this guy digging for gold, and he's so close, but he gives up just before he reaches the gold, and then someone else comes along behind him and he keeps going and he reaches the gold. So it comes back to consistency as well. So just keep making those videos, and at some point, you don't know when, with one video, your life could completely change. The next lesson I learned is that live streams are scary. When I set up my first live stream, I scheduled it for a certain point in the day, and then when that time came, I would push back the schedule by 5 minutes, because I felt like, okay, I just need 5 minutes and then I will be ready. I will have psyched myself up enough to actually hit go and do this live stream. But then those 5 minutes would come and I'd push it back another 5 minutes and another 5 minutes and another 5 minutes. I did this for 5 hours. I'm not even kidding. 5 hours of procrastinating doing this live stream. And then like 2 people showed up to it. And my voice was so shaky. I think it's still on my channel somewhere. I should probably get rid of it because it's not worth watching. But my voice was so shaky. I was just so nervous because I'd been pushing it back and just pushing that anticipation back, and it was all just, it was not good, you guys. It was not good. So the lesson that I learned off the back of that was just start. Just go and press record and do it. The more you push something back, the more you procrastinate, the more space it's going to take up in your head, the more regret you're going to have for not starting it, the more guilt you're going to feel for not starting it, and then you keep pushing it back more because of that dread, because you don't want to do it, because you don't know what's going to happen, and if it's going to go badly, and if people will judge you. Just start. Stop overthinking. No one cares. One of the biggest mindset shifts that helped me when it comes to making videos is that if that video fails and not many people see that video, that is amazing, because nobody saw you fail. Let's be real, if no one saw your video, it probably wasn't that good in the first place, because the way YouTube works is that if people watch it for a long enough amount of time, then it will register that watch time and it will think, oh, that's a good video. So it will push your video out to more people because people are staying on it for longer and they're obviously enjoying it. So if people haven't been staying on your video and like watching the whole thing through, then YouTube's going to be like, oh, it's not worth sharing to any more people because people obviously don't enjoy it. But that is a good thing, because if your video was actually bad, then people haven't been seeing it, so they won't be judging you and you have nothing to feel embarrassed about. But then again, it is important to mention that there are videos out there that are so good, they're so valuable, and they've just not been pushed out yet. Because the amazing thing about YouTube is that your videos are there forever. Unless you delete them, they're there forever. And people can search for things in your videos, and if that pops up, they can see a video that you made 6 months ago and they can watch it. And then YouTube will register that they've watched that. If they stay for the whole thing, they'll think that's a good thing, and it'll start pushing your video out again. We call those kind of videos that are always relevant evergreen videos. And it kind of comes back to the person who was digging for gold, because you don't know when one of those old videos could pop off. So you don't even have to make a new video and you could suddenly blow up your channel out of nowhere. And that's one of the reasons I love YouTube. One of my biggest struggles though was that my lack of confidence, especially at the start, was preventing me from being and portraying my true authentic self. I still sort of struggle with this because I'm always torn between writing a full-on script so that all the information is there, it's super accurate and I don't mess anything up, and then not having a script and making it super authentic because I can literally do what I want. I did used to script some of my more in-depth and more technical videos because I really didn't want to be spreading any more misinformation out there than is already on the internet, because trust me, the amount of misinformation out there is just ridiculous. And I wanted to make sure that I was sharing correct information that people would be using to better their health and fitness. So I would script those videos completely, but the thing about that was I sounded like a robot. Because I can't read out loud naturally, like in a way that sounds natural, and you could tell. So I've only really found this sweet spot recently when it comes to structuring my videos, with having some sort of script, but then also giving myself the freedom to be super authentic. And I'm still improving on this, so don't get me wrong, it's a skill that I am continuing to develop and hope to develop a whole lot more in the coming years. But what I do currently is I just bullet point the main points that I want to cover, because I'm so tired of the hundreds and thousands and millions of videos out there that just sound like an AI voice. I need people to actually talk to me and that I can relate to, and let me know if you feel the same, because another part of that confidence struggle was that I used to hide behind the background music. So I would always use background music to sort of mask the silence, but honestly, I don't know about you, but I think there's something so powerful about someone just speaking to camera like it's a conversation. No music, no distractions, no nothing, just you and me. So when I was using excessive amounts of background music for all those videos, it didn't feel right to me when I was posting it, but then again I felt like I had to have background music because it was like setting the scene, it adds to your video, but I really didn't. I'm still learning this. I'm still learning the skills of when to include background music, when to not include background music, how to do all the sound design and stuff. That is another thing that I'm learning. I'm learning a lot, you guys. I'm learning a lot, but it's a process of continuous learning. And making that commitment to improve just one thing in every single video has been something that's really helped me personally. Because things like background music are tiny things, like in the grand scheme of an entire video, but it's still one thing that you can improve on, and it means that you're not getting completely overwhelmed with having to change everything at once. Just a side note on that though, copyrighted music is the bane of my life. I did get Epidemic Sound for a few months, not sponsored, but yeah, I did get it for a few months, and this was really good because it like branched out my music library. And the thing is, once you've used that music once in your videos, then you can reuse that in other videos when your subscription's ended. Another lesson that I learned is that YouTube can be really lonely. When you start off, when you feel like you don't have very many views on a video, no one is commenting, you just feel like, what is the point? There have been so many days where I posted a video like the week before and it's got no comments, and it has some views but just no one's commenting, and I suddenly feel like I've put so much time and effort and energy and love and passion into this video, but no one's commenting. Do they even like it? Is it even helpful? I don't know. And that can be really disheartening, like, to creators. I know so many creators struggle with this. So when you're starting out and no one's commenting, there's always that little thought in the back of your mind. It is so hard, but that's where the consistency comes back, because when you're staying consistent with your videos, more people are going to find you. The right people are going to find your content, and then the right people are going to start interacting. And that is where we build an amazing community. And that's the next lesson I learned, is that the community is what makes it. I know everyone says YouTube is YouTube because it's about you, but honestly I think it's more about the community. That's why I value this community and the comments people leave so much. I read all my comments, I respond to all my comments, go check. Without you guys, I probably would have given up by now. The next lesson I learned is that you will never feel ready. You're never gonna feel ready to post that first video. You're never gonna feel ready to post the next video. And the feeling of imposter syndrome is gonna be so real. I'm not kidding when I say I still get imposter syndrome, because I see other people's videos, like if someone's covered the same topic, I'm like, oh, they've done it, what's the point? But then again, that comes back to you, because you're what makes your video and your content stand out. And you've always got new ideas to bring to the table, and that's something that I didn't realise, because I didn't think that my opinion and my views and the way I talk and my values would be valued by other people. I thought I had to use the exact same points as other people used, and that led to my content just being like a wishy-washy version of what had already come before me. And the annoying thing was, I didn't notice that I was doing that when I started my channel. I didn't notice it until months down the line, until suddenly I was like, my content is rubbish. It's just the same as what everyone else is saying. And now I'm making the commitment to make my content stand out, to actually bring fresh ideas, fresh perspectives, because like many introverts, I have a lot to share. It's just taken me so many months to build up the confidence to actually share it. So I'm so excited for where this channel's going. I don't know where it's going, but it's gonna go somewhere. And if you want to subscribe to start becoming the best version of yourself with me, then you're more than welcome. But just like starting the gym, the hardest part about starting on YouTube is just starting. Trust me, you will thank yourself a year from now when you look back and see just how far you've come. Whether that's fitness, whether that's YouTube, you will be amazed at how much you can do in just 1 year. YouTube has so many opportunities, even from the skills that you develop, like learning how to edit, how to film, how to write scripts, how to do thumbnails. Those are so many valuable skills that other employers and businesses will look for. I didn't realize this when I started YouTube, but skills like editing are so highly valued by businesses that they will pay you to edit videos for them. I'm still like stepping into a new world of this sort of thing, and you need to realize that there are so many more opportunities out there that could come from your YouTube channel than just the channel itself. You have no idea what's around the corner. You could be one video away. One video, that's all it takes. So if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for a while now, if you do one thing after this video, I want it to be this. Just go and press record. Even if that video is the cringiest thing you've ever seen in your entire life, that initial step out of your comfort zone acts as the catalyst in a method I've been using to step out of my comfort zone to this day. But if you want to know the exact steps that I use to step out of my comfort zone, then you might want to watch this video first. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you there.